Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second edition of Iridescent Halo Tarot. Today's reading is a little bit inspired by many of my friendships who happen to be Indian, and many of which have already had an arranged marriage or are about to have one of them. Now, I do think this is a very fascinating topic, and on top of that, I have always been very interested in Indian culture and have very deep love towards India for some reason. Now, today's question is, what can I expect from my arranged marriage? Now, again, it could be that you are Indian yourself, or you just belong to another culture, probably like the Middle Eastern one, where arranged marriage is also quite common. So, we're going to have four options. Feel free to take your time and make a decision. The first pile has clear quartz. Now, all of the colors are kind of inspired by the colors of the cards that we're going to be working with today. I'm going to do the Oracle of Rama. I'm also going to do the Gita deck. Yeah, the Gita deck, sorry. And I am also going to do the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. And I think that's about it. So I'm just going to be using 4 decks today. Now, moving on. Again, pile number 1 has clear quartz. Pile number 2 has citrine. Pile number 3 has red jasper. And pile number 4 has goldstone and amber quartz. All of them have different cards of course, different numbers of cards. Some of them have 3 tarot cards, some of them have 4. Some of them have the shamanic healing, some of them don't. So yeah, all of them are different. Feel free to take a moment and make the connection within your higher self so that you can make the right choice. And again, I'm going to repeat the answer. Sorry, the question is, what can I expect from my arranged marriage? Can I just have my magnetic stone, which I always use to clean up the space and the cards as well, just to get rid of any extra energy. I'm gonna put the timestamps below, and we're gonna start, of course, with pile number 1. Alright, so we have the Three of Swords. We also have the Eight of Swords reversed. We have the Emperor and, we also have the Empress. That's for the tarot. Now we're going to start out with the tarot. First of all, I can see that you're definitely someone who's making out this decision or is being forced in a way. I mean, I don't want to use the word forced, but there is something in your family which is motivating your decision or is leaving you without any option, right? And that is why you're going for the arranged marriage. Now, I do feel like particularly your parents are the ones who are exercising the most pressure on you. I feel like they really want you to stick to your traditions and they really want you to stick to your culture, and you're feeling a little bit trapped. Now, I'm not sure, but I feel like there has been something that is holding you back. I feel like you most likely, we're already in a relationship with someone And this is why it's breaking your heart, right? This is why this decision is so hard on you and you're feeling trapped. You feel like it's a road with no end for you. And I feel like this is something that you have already talked about with your parents. I feel like they know very well that you do not want to. You want you don't want. Sorry, you don't want to do this. And they are aware of it. You have. I feel like you're a bit of a rebel person. I feel like you tend to be very outgoing, and I feel like you also tend to be um, yeah, I feel like amongst your group of friends, you are the guy. I feel like this is a guy who is probably watching this. Now, you can also be a woman. Not everything has to be so literal. And keep in mind that this is also a very general rating. But yeah, I feel like this is a man who is going through this situation. And again, I feel like you are the kind of like the rebel one amongst your group of friends, and I feel like everybody knows that you're going through this. And yeah, it's definitely not easy for you, and it goes against your personal beliefs. Although, like I said, there is something within the family that is holding you back. And of course, it's something that breaks your heart, because I also see that you have a very stable, very happy relationship with the person you are currently with. And that's why it's heartbreaking, not only for you, but for her as well. But I think that it's even more heartbreaking for you because you are the one going through this. I don't think that the girl has any marriage happening anytime soon. Now, we also have the Oracle of Rama cards. We have these two. We always pull out two cards from this deck. The first one, I'm going to show it to you, is Hanuman, okay? And it says, the power of active devotion, the monkey warrior, Rama's devoted servant. All right. And your second card from this oracle says, deep into the forest, reversal is the main message. Rama's brother Bharata finds him in the forest and begs Rama to return to the throne. Rama remains in exile as Bharata returns to rule on his behalf. The indication says, misdeeds and misunderstanding that can only overcome by self-sacrifice and grace. Number one, it has some bullet points. The first bullet point says, a great reversal creates doubt. Number two, another misdeed casts doubt on us. Number three, returning an undeserved honor. Number four, delay in resolving a mistake, confusion. Number five, one may govern until the leader returns. Number six, self-sacrifice brings peace. Number seven, refuging the name brings favor. All right. So this is, it is possible that Hanuman is a god that plays an important role in your family, or perhaps, just for yourself. Now, by this message says that although you're clearly going through a difficulty, and there's clearly this situation is clearly seen as something negative by your parents. The fact that you don't want to go with an arranged marriage is what they consider the most negative part, and of course that is understandable within some cultures. Now, there's definitely a possibility that if you fight back, they will eventually understand, and that will lead to them accepting the person that you actually want to marry. Because as of now, in your case, I do not see that the arranged marriage is happening yet. I feel like this is just a plan at the moment, like a very strong plan at the moment. So I cannot yet see what the outcome is going to be. But I can definitely see that you're at a point in your life where you kind of can and could do something. I mean, can't decide about the future if you do something about it. You fight for your beliefs, and you stand out for the person that you love, and you stand, by their side. Now, our last card says the restless mind. And I think this explains perfectly, how you feel. You feel trapped. Your heart is broken because you don't have your parents' support, and you also do not see yourself with somebody else. And this person also loves you, and they expect, they have hope that things will eventually work out. And then over here, in these two cards, we can definitely see that although it's not gonna be so easy, you definitely have a chance, and if you don't do it, you're gonna end up like this eventually in your arranged marriage, right? With a restless mind, which is something that you don't want, because this may lead to you feeling guilty, right? That you left the person that you loved. And you're also currently restless because you don't want to go against your parents. You don't want them to do something. Sorry, you don't want them to be disappointed in you. So you're currently restless because of that. So what you have to do is work your way out in order, you know better, right? What is a way to convince your parents, or what could eventually convince your parents? And this says, there is probably a misunderstanding, right? So there's probably a misunderstanding that you need to sort out, and you need to talk things through a second or maybe a third time, or whatever time we're talking about. All right, so this is all I have for you guys. I hope to see you next time in another reading. We're gonna move on with pile number 2. We have for you the citrine. Now onto the tarot cards. Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and I think we don't have any other tarot cards for you, so let's first do the tarot reading. So I feel like this is the person watching this reading, the person who made this choice for this pile is a woman. And I feel like you're a woman, who at this point is concerned with your professional life and your professional affairs. I feel like you've just started working and you enjoy it, you like it. Now I do see that your parents want to get you married to someone who is very well off financially. It's got about the same age as you. And I think that because you are currently focused on something else, you just don't show any interest, but you also do not show any dislike. It's like you have your personal idea, about what you want to do, but you also kind of don't mind because you always knew that you were going to have an arranged marriage. So you don't love the idea, but you don't hate it either. Let's just keep it that way. And again, the person that your parents are trying to set you up with is very well off financially. And I also feel like it's someone who has a very clear vision about their future. I feel like they're a very good person. They um, take care of their finances. They also have a lot of plans for the future. And I think that this is especially what it will eventually bring you guys together, because I mean, you kind of expect that by getting married, you will eventually not have the chance to follow your plans, your life goals and plans. But once you get to know this person, again, this is what will connect you, because this is an ambitious person. This is someone who looks forward to the future. I see that you guys may even want to study abroad. Either of you, may get a job abroad, and the fact that the two of you are interested in pursuing their career and educational goals, even when you guys are married, because that is both of your wishes, and I feel like it's also more of your concern, more your concern, but he is also concerned about this. Not as much as you, but yes. So you don't have to be worried, because I also actually feel, like this marriage will go smooth, and there's nothing to be scared of, because you guys will be understanding each other perfectly. You guys will match perfectly. Now, we also have another card which says feminine energy, and we also have maintaining balance. And of course, this is a card, that I'm pretty sure is going to resonate with the rest of the message and with what I already said, because you think you have the misconception, right, that you're scared of being the typical married Indian woman who has to leave behind her goals and her dreams, because quite often in your family, I think, you have seen women leaving everything behind for their husband. And not that, they are forcing them to do so, but it's more like the assignation of roles. That is how it works in your family, at least. So, of course, you're definitely gonna have a balance, as I said before, in your marriage, because you're not gonna leave your dreams and your goals behind. You're definitely gonna have whatever you're looking for professionally, but you're also going to find that marriage does not get on the way. I mean, they just don't get on the way on with each other, if that makes sense. Again, you're probably not expecting much out of this, but you're gonna find along the way that you guys get along pretty well, and everything is gonna go very smooth, very happily. I do feel like this guy, this is the other card. It says feminine energy. So yeah, now I do see that this guy is very sensitive, and there's nothing wrong, with feminine energy, of course. So yeah, I feel like that is probably what will another thing, that will make you develop love towards him. The fact that he's like so sensitive, so caring with you, and the fact that he knows that you need to have a balance in your life. I feel like he already senses that, or he will already sense it by the time you guys meet. So, just don't be worried. Everything will be fine. And we're now going to move on to pile number 3, Red Jasper. Let's do first our tarot cards. We have the Six of Wands. We also have the King of Cups. And you also have the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay. So first of all, I think that you're more so getting married out of stereotypes. You're kind of making the decision of getting married following stereotypes in a way, or motivated by stereotypes in a way. Now, I do see that probably many of your friends are married already, and you're feeling like, oh my god, like I should be married by now. And I also feel like you think that by being married, you're going to be a part of your friends' activities because, of course, they change, right? And now it's not the same to just go out with your friends because most of the times they will also have to bring their wife along with them. So yeah, you kind of want to be a part of the circle of your social circle, right? And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that you should actually evaluate why you're getting married because I see, you know, very little motivation. I feel like you're a person who's very little inclined towards love. I feel like you've either never experienced love, you probably never even had a relationship because you never felt the need, you never felt probably attracted to anyone. I feel like you have many friends, you have also many female friends, but none of that ever led to any type of relationship, of romantic relationship. So I do see that you're more so doing this because you know it's a part of where you come from or your culture. But I see like this is a marriage that's just being carried by one person, and that is something that you need to keep in mind because if you get married I'm more so thinking because I feel like you don't really, again, you don't really know what to expect from love. You don't really know what it feels like or what it feels like to be in a relationship. Therefore, you feel like it's probably, I feel like, yeah, there's a part of you that's being a little naive because you think that it's like doing everything that you've been doing so far, except that by being accompanied by somebody else. In this case, a woman. Uh, on the other hand, I feel like your parents have been quite patient with you because I feel like you've been delaying this quite a bit precisely because you don't feel the need, you don't feel um, like loving someone, and that is normal because you've never had that feeling before. So they've been very understanding. But if you are to get married at this point of time, you're probably doing it more out of uh, social commitment, let's say. Mm. And if you do so again, it's going to be like a marriage where only there's only one person. Like of course, you're just like married off to someone, and there's a company, and even though you guys spend time together, it's not quite as happy as it could be, right? Because you don't know how to handle a relationship yet. Now we're gonna do our shamanic healing oracle card, and this one says stripping illusions. Okay. So of course this must resonate with you, right? Because if it, like I said, you have like a very naive part and for you it's no big deal. It's like, oh, it's okay, I can get married, like everybody's doing it. It's a part of life. It's a part of it's a part of the cycle of life, but you don't really know what it entails. And while it is understandable and while it is normal to not know what to expect, since you've never been into this situation before, you should also not forget that you need to try and be idealistic, because I feel like you're kind of almost giving it, like living it entirely up to your parents. Like, you guys know way better than me, just pick up someone for me because you want me to get married and everybody's doing it. So I just leave it up entirely to you. And on the other hand, I also think that even though you're quite old, let's say, in comparison with other people who are married, your cycle, that really is not a concern for your parents. And I think they also kind of are being free, and they're giving you the freedom, to pick by yourself. So if you have the chance, that they are letting you choose by yourself, then you should take it, because I feel like you have very understanding parents. And finally, we're gonna do the Oracle of Rama cards. So the first one is Shatrugna. Okay. It says the power of destroying obstacles, Rama's brother defender. And the other card is this one. Okay. It says deep retreat. The divine travelers go deeper into the forest. Deeper spiritual practices favored and material endeavors are not advised. Then we have some bullet points, and the first one says a time of deep spiritual practice is indicated. Devotion and retreat in nature bring joy. Number 3, a pilgrimage now will bring relief from sorrow. Number 4, a wise woman's gift to prepare us for the journey. Number 5, encountering the heart of the darkness. Number 6, good omen for learning, teaching, or writing. Number 7, benefits come from a new teacher or guide. So now, by this I do feel that probably your mom will present to you someone that you will eventually like, that you will actually like, and I feel like this is a very spiritual woman. I feel like she's also very open-minded. But yeah, I really feel like this woman will open your heart in a way. But be sure, that you are also in line with divine timing. Just don't just pick whichever woman comes first. Don't just follow everybody's advice. If somebody tells you, oh, like she's such a nice girl, she's such a nice woman, she is everything that you're looking for. Just really let your heart and your intuition guide you, because I feel like this is the type of woman, the woman that you're gonna get married to is someone who is not necessarily gonna stand out from the other options that you are being presented, which is also interesting. So yeah, do not let people misguide you, we could say. Follow your heart, follow divine timing, and wait until everything sorts out. Okay, so this is the message that I have for you guys, and thank you so much for watching. I hope it was useful. And we are now going to move on with our last pile number 4. And again, we have some gold stone and some amber quartz. Let's do our tarot cards first. So we first have a 2 of swords. We then have the 4 of cups. the Ten of Swords, and finally the Chariot. Okay, so I really feel like a feminine energy here. So I'm gonna assume that the person watching this reading, or who chose this reading, is a woman. I feel like you mainly have two options right here. I feel like you're a very prepared woman. You have studied a lot. You're probably working already. Um, you're kind of like definitely not starting your career, but kind of. I think you've probably been working for either 5 or 6 years from now. And I feel like you are someone who does not depend on their family's decisions that much. I feel like you were always given the opportunity of choosing what you want. And I also feel like you come from a very open-minded background where your parents always told you, your parents gave you the freedom to choose whatever you wanted for your life. But still, at this point in time, you're finding, and it's interesting, because again, this reading is for people who are going for an arranged marriage. I feel like you've gone through a heartbreak, very bad heartbreak. You were in a relationship with someone that you loved for a while. You were guys very serious about each other. But they eventually ended up doing something wrong and they disappointed you. And I feel like that is the main thing that is leading you to. Because your parents are not close to going for. Yeah, they're not against her. They're not against the idea of you going for an arranged marriage. It's just that because of the way they educated you and because they gave you that freedom, is probably not what they would have expected from you to a certain extent. But it's not like they think it's bad or anything. So I think that's what's leading you to make the decision of going to your parents and requesting that you have an arranged marriage. However, I feel like this is definitely not a good idea because you're doing it out of pain. You're doing it out of getting away with it, You just want to, a part of you just wants to show your ex that you can make it without him, that you can move on without him with no problem and you'll be just fine. Like I can find someone who actually does value myself and who actually does appreciate me for who I am. So don't do it out of ego. Don't make this decision with ego, I would say. Because if you do it that way, it's not going to work out. Okay? We're going to see what other cards have to say. For the Shamanic Healing Oracle, we have Honoring Your Energy. It's a very beautiful card. And I feel like this card is really telling you, to follow, really honor, your energy. Honor, the power that you have of choosing by yourself, and honor the power and the education with which your parents raised you. because they want you to be an independent woman. So honor that, appreciate it. By choosing someone, by getting married to someone that you love, because I really feel like a love marriage is really waiting for you. It's just that you're not gonna find love through an arranged marriage. Not in your case already. Sorry, not in your case at least. So honor the power that you have of choosing by yourself. In some cultures, people do not always have that chance. Okay. So from the Oracle of Rama, we have just 2 cards. We have Rama, God Hero, and it says God incarnate on a divine life quest. Of course, if you come from an Indian background, we all know about Rama and Sita, a divine partnership. Certainly with some obstacles, of course, but still a divine energy, a divine friendship, a divine relationship. So I see that you should not let yourself get carried away by a heartbreak, because it is written for you that you should have a love marriage. Okay, let's read out some of the messages. Well, all the messages. It says benefits. A pause in Rama's story. The divine heroes are lauded, and the benefits of looking to them for guidance are stated. The indications are very auspicious. Number 1, honor the divine messenger, reap success. Number 2, serve as the loyal brother of a great person. Number 3, grace now available to overcome opposition. I think it's pretty clear right there. Act skillfully with mind absorbed in God's beauty. Number 5, respect for the mother and earth bring abundance. Number 6, through a noble friendship we complete our task. An immortal destiny for devoted poets, artists, servants. Oh, well, do let me know, whoever chooses this message, do let me know if you guys are involved in the arts realm, which would be interesting because it mentions here something about arts, right? So finally, our last card is the seed of creation. Okay. And it says, I am the original fragrance of the earth. I am the hidden fire and the life of all living things. I am the ascetic's inner spiritual fire. Know me to be the seed of all creation, original and eternal. I am the intelligence of the intelligent and the effulgence of all great and powerful persons. Okay, so this is feel like a side note for you. I feel like you are someone who has probably gotten a little bit away from spirituality. I'm not gonna say religion, but let's say spirituality. So get back to that. And I feel like if you don't get back to that, don't worry, because there's gonna be an event in your life that kind of brings you back to that. If you were practicing yoga, if you were following a religion a little more strictly than you are now, or any religious practice, sorry, not religious, any spiritual practice, that you were practicing before, you can get back to it, because I feel like that's going to help you manifest. I feel like you're someone who has the power of manifestation. You have that gift, and that is going to help you pick out someone. That's going to help you attracting into your life someone who loves you and appreciates you, and will lead to that love marriage, that you always wanted to have, but it's just that the circumstances, in your life had made you change your mind, but just keep in mind that you can still make it happen, not with the person that you first thought, but someone better is definitely on the way, and take advantage of your freedom, take advantage of what is waiting for you, because it's certainly way better than what you plan to have at this point. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let me know if this resonates with you, and I hope to see you guys soon in another reading. Thank you so much, and see you next time.